This is Cookin' and Pickin', where we cook some food in the great outdoors. We play you a little bit of music also. Now you say, light that fire.
Light that fire.
Oh, we're cooking and we're picking on the side of that mountain. Yes, we're picking and we're cooking, and you know the food is right, 'cause we're cooking and we're picking. Listen to the songs right here. Well, we're cooking and we're picking at the Luck Starr in Swatchy Valley, Tennessee.
Today we're doing Heart Attack in a Pan. My special guest today is Mr. Cameron Freshour, singer-songwriter out of the Chattanooga, Tennessee area. Great to see you here.
Glad to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I actually happen to be very, very close friends to this man. We are writing partners, business partners, and best friends. And so this is a little bit different of a show because we are so close and so we know each other. So a lot of these questions that I'm going to ask him during the show today, I already know the answer, but that's okay. Today we are doing Heart Attack in a Pan. Let me show you the ingredients we got. We've got us 4 or 5 red potatoes is what I like to use. These are a little bit smaller, so I got a couple extra, and I'll show you why here shortly. I got 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, 3 cloves of minced garlic, salt and pepper to taste, and then we have some bell peppers and 1 large onion, a pound of bacon, and a full stick of butter. And that's why it's called Heart Attack in a Pan, because it does have a pound of bacon and a full stick of butter in it. Well, let's get started. If you don't mind, cut these up in about 1-inch pieces.
Okay.
And I'll get this bacon sliced up so we can get it in the pan, get it to frying.
Oh, yeah. What kind of sausages are these?
Well, these are, I like to use a variety. So one of them is a beef sausage, one's a pork sausage, 2 different companies. And it's just what I found at my local grocery store. You use whatever you want to use, whatever you like best. The same with the Italian seasoning. Not only do I do this dish with the Italian seasoning, but I also use a mesquite. This time I'm using Italian. I seem to like that quite well. It works very good. All right, I'm gonna set this bacon aside. While that fire's heating up, let's just get all this stuff prepped up and ready to go. These bell peppers are a pain sometimes. Cam, what age did you get started in the music business? When did you start actually playing music?
Whenever I started playing music live, it was about 3 years ago, so I was about 22 years old, 22, 23. I was actually into theater. I went to a performing arts high school and was in choir and had vocal lessons and all that stuff. And my dad actually taught me how to play guitar a little bit.
Okay.
And throughout the whole COVID situation and stuff like that, I decided that I wanted to go out and play live music. And I started going out to open mic nights and stuff around the Chattanooga area, and met some wonderful people like yourself.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, how did you get started into music?
I got started at a very young age. My father was a piano player and a choir director at the church, and that I went to. I grew up Southern Baptist down here in the South, and I started at a very young age. I was 6 years old when I started playing drums. I was playing a full drum set with him in his gospel quartet and at church. And then I got a little bit older, and I got into high school and all that, and I learned how to read music. And I started, actually, I was a junior in high school when I started when I got my first gigs out in the Smoky Bars. Sure. One of the, me and you have several songwriter friends that we've actually done some collabs with and wrote some songs with, and I've really enjoyed that. One of them is Mr. Michael Teague.
Oh yeah.
Which he's gonna be on this show here coming up very soon. He is.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. He's gonna be on the show. I can't wait for that episode. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be announced very soon. It's gonna be a good one.
How do those sausages look?
Looking good to me, brother. Looking good to me.
Cool deal.
You wanna chop the rest of that one up right
there
there for
absolutely.
me? We talked about singer-songwriters. Who is some of your favorite actual singers You know, who would you inspire to sound like or be close to?
Well, one of them in particular that got me started singing with karaoke and stuff like that. It's a toss up between Elvis Presley and Elton John.
I got you.
You know, once people started hearing me sing Elton John songs and stuff like that, they were like, "Man, you need to do this professionally." Oh, you can't go wrong with one of my other favorites. What we call our hillbilly Shakespeare, Don Pooh Bah Mealer.
Don
man.
Pooh Bah Mealer.
What a voice on that guy.
That's
man.
another one that we got coming up. I can't wait to have him on the show. He's absolutely wonderful, a good friend of ours, and a wonderful singer-songwriter, and he's just a wonderful person and to be around and to hang out with. I absolutely love him to death. And Buddy, some things he's seen and been through
And his
life is just amazing.
Thank
This is
God.
one of the first dishes that I ever made. I made it. A buddy of mine showed it to me, and I fell in love with it. And actually, this is the dish that actually got me into cooking with the Dutch ovens and doing a lot of this outdoor cooking. This is what I like to do with these potatoes. I like to put them in a bowl,
Okay.
and then this is where we're going to start doing some of our seasoning, because I like to season my potatoes.
Got to.
And what I do is I've got 3 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. I'm going to use about half of it just on the potatoes. So that's about a teaspoon and a half. Maybe a little bit more. I don't measure much. And then salt and pepper to taste. A little bit of salt and pepper on there. And then what I like to do is take some olive oil and get it on there. And what this does is whenever you do get them in that pan, it helps to get you a little bit of a crisp on them, where they're not so mushy. This is the fun part right here, because now we got to mix all that together. So
Toss them around.
Everybody gets a little bit of that seasoning and some of that goodness in there. Oh yeah, them are looking good. Those will start smelling good too.
They already do.
Of course. All right. Now, it looks like my charcoal's about ready. This is what we like to do here. Take your chimney and pour your charcoal out.
Let that fire roll.
Oh, it's a going, baby. It's a going. And then I like to put me a good ring up and under my Dutch oven all the way around. And that gets you a fairly even heat. The wind's not too bad today, so we don't have to worry about rotating very much.
Yeah, it's a nice breeze today.
It is. Not too bad at all. I'm going to put a couple right there in the middle, too. And you can do this on the campfire. You don't have to have charcoal. I just have this convenient little table, which is very nice for me. You can actually use the coals out of a campfire, and that works very good too. Let that heat up for just 1 minute. And then we're going to fry some bacon.
My favorite.
Oh, bacon goes good with anything. You top a apple pie with bacon in it.
Right.
Make it taste good. All right. I think we're about hot enough to put some bacon in there. I can hear it a sizzling.
Oh, yeah.
It'll start smelling good in a minute.
It's hot now.
And you use whatever kind of bacon you like. This is an apple smoked bacon that we found at my local grocery store. I cut it up into thirds because I am doing it in this Dutch oven, and the longer pieces just don't really fit in there very well. Plus, I'm going to crumble it up here after it's done. This is why it's called hardtack in a pan, that and that stick of butter right there.
This is something good to like feed like a whole group of people.
Yes, and this is a 12-inch Dutch oven. A lot of times when I do this, I've got a big 14-inch, and I'll do a 14-inch. I'll do a whole lot more. Like I only used, these are smaller potatoes, so I only used 4 to 5 of the smaller potatoes, and a lot of times I'll use almost a whole bag in that big one. I still use just a pound of bacon, but I do up my ingredients as far as my sausage. I'll put more sausage. I'll use 2 onions instead of just 1. So, I mean, you can make it however you want. You can do it a smaller version of this. You can do a version of this for 2.
Okay.
Which is very hard for me to do. I'm got a real bad habit of cooking way too much. Especially when I get outside of cooking. I think I'm gonna put a little bit more heat on there. Get her to frying up a little quicker. I'm not a patient man.
We want to eat now.
I want to eat now.
So how's it been going from drums to now you're a percussionist?
I've always played a little bit of percussion. If it's a percussion instrument, I get myself in trouble. I'm not good at any of them, but I'm efficient at all of them.
Oh, don't let them lie to you.
But I ain't gonna lie to you. I miss playing the full kit. I don't miss setting it up every night.
Right.
That's a wonderful thing. But since I got into the singer-songwriter thing with you, I've enjoyed what I do, and I enjoy the instruments that I have and what I use. My cajon is totally different than anybody else's. I've had them custom built for me. That's a certain size and gets a certain sound to what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that. It's totally different, which is what makes mine and your sound the way it is. Unique and fun.
Yeah, you got like 3 different boxes.
I do. I've got one made out of maple. I've got one made out of cherry and one made out of babinga.
Oh my gosh.
Which is a South
That was the first
African
one
wood.
I saw you with, was the babinga.
It's what I call the OG. It's a heavy one.
Mm-hmm.
I named them all. The blondie is the maple one because it's a light wood, and then a cherry I just call cherry because I want it to be stripper names. So that's how I come up with the names. I got blondie and cherry, and then I guess the original one I just call it OG because I guess that would be the pimp. I don't know. Okay, it looks like this bacon's about done.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna pull it out of here, and I like to set it up here on my cutting board because I like to cut it up in smaller pieces before it goes back into the dish. So we're gonna get rid of it out of this pan for a minute, and then we're gonna get it prepared and ready to go back in. Oh yeah, man, that smells good.
It does.
Absolutely wonderful. Let me get rid of some of this grease. And what we're going to do with this grease is something that you don't need to do. If you're doing this inside the house, you can do this in your house. But do not dump your grease in the kitchen floor, because that makes your wife mad.
But you still save some of the grease.
You do. You save
You
a
gotta
little
have
bit.
some of the bacon
You got
grease in there.
just a little. Just a little. All right, next thing we're going to do is take a half a stick of this butter right here, put it in that hot pan and let it start cooking down.
Oh yeah.
And those potatoes that we rubbed with the herbs and the spices earlier and that we chopped up are going to go in first. Get those potatoes in there and get them to cook. And the reason we do that is because potatoes take a little bit longer to cook. So you want to let them cook down a little bit and get a little soft. You don't want it to be mushy, but you don't want it to be hard either. And what I like to do, that's the reason I put that olive oil on them, is because that it helps give it a little crisp to them. And I've still got that pot really hot. I've still got all kinds of charcoal under there, and I've already burnt down another chimney, so I've got plenty of fire. And that's how you turn it up. There's not a knob out here. You just got to put more charcoal under it. But I like to give them potatoes a few minutes to get a little bit soft. Not a lot, but a little bit soft. And then not completely done, because we got the other ingredients we're going to add on top of that here in just a minute.
Got that fire, baby.
Light that fire. Now this particular recipe, you don't necessarily have to bake. You could put just the heat on the bottom side and cook this recipe because of the way it is. But once I get everything together, I do like to put a few charcoal on the lid and kind of let it cook from both ends, you know, like if you're baking in your oven.
Yeah.
And it gives it just a good even cook all the way through. The next thing we're going to do is put some onions. I've got the onions and the bell peppers put in this one bowl. So as soon as this softens up a little bit, we'll put them onions and bell peppers in there, mix that all together, and let those onions get some good flavor and smell in there. And also at that same time, we're going to put our garlic in there. And what I like to do is just go ahead and put my garlic in my onions and bell pepper. Get it all in there. It's already minced up. It was 3 cloves is what I used. Get that all in there real good. And then we'll put that in there, and that's when we'll also put the rest of our seasoning in. Our
the Italian
seasoning. But your smoked sausage is the last thing that goes in. And one reason is because smoked sausage, when you buy it at the store like we're using in this particular recipe, is already cooked.
Yeah.
So all you're doing it pretty much is heating it up. Yeah, that's all you're doing. Ooh, that butter's all mixing in there real good with everything. It's looking good.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. It smells good,
I wish
too.
you could smell this.
While that's cooking, what I like to do is take I'm making bacon bits is what I'm doing. I just like to crumble my bacon up in some good smaller pieces, and it gives it a good consistency. It's not too much in your mouth when you go to take a bite. I like to crumble it up and get a good small pieces out of it.
Now this is your property?
It is. Where we are recording today is at the Luck Starr Event Venue. We're in the Sequatchie Valley, Tennessee. And
beautiful property.
It is a beautiful piece of property, if I do say so myself. I love it up here. We've been here for several years. I bought the land from my in-laws. This is an in-law deal. But we do weddings and events here, and we also do the big show every year where we raise money for Christmas for kids in our area, and that's always fun and a good cause. All right, first thing I'm going to do, these have cooked a little bit. I'm going to put these bell peppers and onions in there and start getting those guys going so they'll soften up. Oh yeah, can't forget any of that good garlic. Got to get that garlic in there.
Have to have the garlic in there.
Oh, and I use the different color bell peppers just because I just like the way it looks. It gives it a
looks pretty.
It does. It looks real pretty. Gives it a good look. Get that all mixed in there real good. Now, this is also the time that I like to put a little bit more of my Italian seasoning in there. Mix all that in there real good.
Oh, that looks delicious.
Boy, it's pretty. And now we can go ahead and put our bacon back in.
The bacon's back.
The bacon is back. And boy, you talk about giving it some flavor. Once we do that, and get it all good and mixed in there, look at all those beautiful colors of those bell peppers. Oh, yeah. Now's the time. We can take and put our lid back on there. And let's get us a little bit of heat from the top.
So that way we have a nice even cook.
That's right. That's right. They say when you're using briquettes like this, that if you're using a 12-inch pan, now I've heard 2 or 3 different versions of this. If you're using a 12-inch Dutch oven, which this is, if you take the number 12, you take two charcoal away from the bottom and put them on the top. In other words, if you've got a 12-inch Dutch oven, and then you go put 10 on the bottom and 14 on the top. And that is supposed to bring you up to right at 350 degrees.
Okay.
When you're
I never knew that.
when you're baking. All right, those potatoes are just almost softened up enough. So what I'm going to do is take this last half a stick of butter and put in there. And now we're ready for our sausage, our meat. So let's get that in there.
Now, it shouldn't take long because it's already cooked.
It shouldn't take long at all. All you're doing now is soften up those taters, getting that butter melted down in there where you get all that goodness, and then letting them sausages get a little bit heated up and ready to go. Oh, it's looking good. That's gonna be a good dish right there. All right, let's put this top back on there. Let them sausages get a little bit heated up. And the way we serve this particular dish is what I like to do is take you a little bit of cheese, maybe some sour cream, dollop of sour cream put on top of it, and you are ready to go.
That sounds delicious.
It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait. But one of the reasons we're here today is because, like I said at the beginning of the show, we not only cook, but we also, we're going to play some music here in a little bit.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about this song we're going to play. It's If This Table Could Talk, and I already know the answers, but of course I was a co-writer in this song. But tell me the story behind this song. Tell me about the song.
Well, we whenever we first started writing our songs, we stay with a good friend of ours in North Chattanooga.
Yes.
Especially if we have gigs in the Chattanooga area.
That's right.
He has this dining room table that we sit at and write our songs at.
That is true.
We wrote our first album all around that table.
That is true.
So after that first album was done, we decided that we really wanted to write something that could commemorate this table. We kind of wrapped up this whole story into the table's perspective. You know, we wanted to go from the beginning of the table to the midway of the table, now to the end of the table as him as a single father with his beautiful daughter.
That sounds great. I cannot wait to get on stage and play it.
Alrighty.
All right, I think we're ready. Let's see what she looks like. Oh
boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're ready to go now. Let's get this over here off that heat. Oh,
that
looks
beautiful.
So good. Look what I got you, my friend.
Oh, sweet.
Oh yeah. And way I like to serve this, like I said earlier, is a little bit of cheese and a dollop of sour cream. And that makes it all good. Let's get in there and get some of that butter and everything in there. Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
There's your one, sir. Oh yeah.
A little bit of cheese.
Yeah, sprinkle a little bit of cheese on there. You could put some scallions on there too if you wanted, but I've already got them onions in there. And
I think we should.
hey, we're not doing this for the looks. We're doing it for the taste, right?
That's right.
Here's you a fork, sir. Oh, that looks good. Let me get me a little. Oh.
That looks wonderful.
Oh yeah. Mixed all up in there. Make sure you get some of that bacon.
Oh, you can't miss out on the bacon.
Let's try it and see what we got. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. That's absolutely amazing. That is heart attack in a pan right there.
Do you play music or are you a songwriter? Did you know that there is a professional recording studio right here in Pikeville? Schultz Recording Studios is a state-of-the-art recording studio in a custom-designed facility to make your talents shine. Call us today to book a session and get your fire burning. Schultz Recording Studios, 678-231-7348.
This is the Lucky Starr Event Venue, located right here in beautiful Pikeville, Tennessee. We can cater to any event you may have, such as weddings, birthdays, baby showers, and music events, and much more. If you're interested, please contact us at 423-762-3097. If This Table Could Talk by Cam and the Fresh Buzz.
Army new in 91, straight up off that showroom floor, took me home and set me up. That is where our story began, with that boy aged 10. I knew right then we'd have some fun. We became the best of friends, just you and me, until the end. If this table can talk, man, stories it would tell about joy and pain, laughing through the tears. If this table can talk, man, what would it say? We'll just pull up a chair and open your heart to me. If this table could talk. That boy, he grew up. He turned into a man. I saw girls come and go, and the late nights with the boys, drinking beer and doing drugs. It became the main event. There is no rest for the wicked. Another day to smoke the pain away. If this table can talk, man, stories it would tell about joy and pain, laughing through the tears. If this table can talk, man, what would it say? We'll just pull up a chair and open your heart to me. If this table can talk. Been around for generations. He had a baby of his own. Went from drugs to toys and Play-Doh, and eats 3 meals a day. That girl, Lula Rose, well, I can't wait to watch her grow. If this table gets off, man, stories it would tell about joy and pain, laughing through the tears. If this table gets on, and what would it say? We'll just pull up a chair and open your heart to me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. If this table can talk. If this table can talk.
All right, this is Mikey Bledsoe. This is Cookin'&Pickin, reminding you to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. And keep your fire going. Thank you very much. See you next episode.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Mikey Bledsoe. I want to remind you to watch full episodes of Cookin'&Pickin right here daily on BTC Fiber, Channel 18. New episodes drop every week where we feature a new outdoor cooking recipe and some picking and